Hi everyone, good afternoon, happy Friday. I wanted to take a few moments, share some great valuable stuff with you, and maybe give you some insight on how to get to $20,000 per month in residual income in the next 12 months. And I want to keep it simple, concise, so you get it and you understand it. A lot of it has to do with math. A lot of it has to do with staying persistent and consistent. So I want to kind of share with you something very specific that I put together, and once you get this and understand this, it becomes very powerful. Also, too, I want you to understand the concept. It's, if you're doing this business part-time, you want to work with 3, maybe 4 lines. That's it. It's very difficult to balance any more than that. You want to work with those lines until those lines get going, meaning that until either you have a diamond in the line or you've got gold over gold over gold. I'm going to show you a little technique on how to get there. But I want you to follow this. If you follow this, it becomes very, very powerful. And you're going to have to be the driver in this to get to $20,000 per month in residual in the next 12 months. So I put together this kind of little visual to give people an understanding. So let me see if I can hold it up here and show you this. It's called The Power of the Dual Team. Okay, so that's number 1. The power of the dual team. There is a lot of power in if this person is you here and you go out and sponsor 2 people. Now, you could either sponsor them or they could be product users, right? Whether it's they use metabolic every month for $100 or a skin shift system or core, whatever it is, but they're product users, or you sponsor them into the business. Either way, we want to drive that dual team down as far as it goes. So let's go through the math here for a second. So let's say the first month coming June, you bring in 2 new people. There's a sense of urgency when you bring in those 2 new people, a strong sense of urgency. And normally when I tell someone is, we've got to get 2 people for you right away, 2 in 72, or within the first 2 weeks, we've got to get you 2 people right away. Listen, for some people, it might take a little longer, and that's okay. But I want you to digest, and I want you to internalize the power of what I'm showing you here by creating that sense of urgency. So if you look at you here, and the first month in June, you bring in 2 people. That's June. During that period, we want to set these 2 people up for a sense of urgency, teach them, strategize with them, and then in the second month, we want to help each of them go get 2 people, right? You've got to create that sense of urgency. You're going to go with them to help them sponsor their 2 people. Don't let them go. You've got to stay with them until they get their 2 people. And obviously the ideal is to help them get them in the month of July, right? So now we went from 2 in June to now we've got 4 on your second level in July. Now drive down. You've got to keep driving down with these people. And then in August, we want to help this person get 2, this person get 2, this person get 2, and this person get 2. So month 1, month 2, month 3, July, or June, July, August. Now let's presuppose that geometric progression continues. If you look in this, I know you can't see it, but I'm going to verbalize it to you. If you look in the box here, we keep going down. By month 6, you've got 64 people. By month 9, you got 512 people. By month 10, you've got 1,000 and change. On month 11, you got 2,000 and change. And month 12, you've got over 4,000 people. How can this happen? This can happen a few ways, and I'm going to tell you, I really believe in my heart because I'm working at this right now with my team. One, you need to create the sense of urgency and do it with them. Get on the phone with them, talk to them, conference calls, whatever. It's exhausting. You make this happen, you're creating a $6 million asset. A $6 million asset at 4%, which is $240,000 a year, that would throw off $20,000 per month from this geometric progression. Now, what if it takes 2 years? What if you do it quicker? What if it only goes to 1,000? Whatever the case may be. But if you have a mindset to say, okay, I need to get these 2 people, help them get 2 people, teach them how to make sure that these two, and you be the leader, you be the driver. You have to set that standard. You've got to set that example for these people that you're bringing in, of that sense of urgency to create that depth in the organization. So eventually it does what? It duplicates. It just keeps duplicating and duplicating and duplicating. Now, let's go another way. So here, this is you, obviously, right? So you're working with these two people here, these two people. You want to go get another one? Go get two more and then drive it down as well, okay? And then eventually, once you have that geometric progression going like crazy, then it starts to take on a life of its own. But you've got to create that standard. You've got to create that sense of urgency for these two people. This can happen if, and you know what? I really believe in my heart, if you create the sense of urgency, number one, if you were, I shouldn't say if, I don't like that word. Let's get rid of that word if. When you work and create the sense of urgency with your people, also keeping it simple, how are you going to teach them? They've got to create a list. Make sure they create that list of 200 and plus people, because out of the 200 plus people, you got anywhere from 20 to 40 people that are actively looking for an opportunity to do something. So if it's done right, if the system is followed correctly, bring in this person, create the list, bring in this person, create the list. Who are two people that would get involved in this business just because you're involved? Teach them how to do the same thing with these people. Teach them how to do the same thing with, by the way, if you went here, you turn platinum. If you did this, you turn platinum. That's one of the essences of the business. And everybody should, that's watching this video right now, everybody should be striving to turn platinum by December this year, so you can qualify for the Q shares and so on and so forth. But if you just think about this geometric progression, right? Month 1, 2, month 2, 4, month 3, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, and it keeps going. And you drive it until you've got gold over gold over gold, and they're understanding how that geometric progression works. Now, here's what happens. You take 4,096 people at the end of 12 months. At the end of 12 months, 4,096 people, the average is using, let's say $100 a month. Some are going to be using 200, some are going to be using a little less. But the average of $100 a month, 100 times 4,096 people is $409,000 in sales that's going through your distribution channel. Your distribution channel is moving over $400,000 in product. Kivana will pay you 5% of that. Or and each leg has 200 and change, so you know what I mean. So the simplest way of saying it is 5%. I did not add in the enrollments. I did not add in that. And I did not add in the executive matching bonus on the back end. Let's just keep it simple. If we do it this way, understand how powerful the power of the dual team. It's a very powerful strategy to drive home and create $20,000 a month and plus in a short period of time. This is a very, very powerful technique, and if you find it. And the only thing I did over here is I showed you here how to create questions and so on. I'm going to find the PDF and possibly post that somewhere so you can really see that. What I did over here is I said, well, what if you get two metabolic drinkers, right? Two metabolic drinkers or two people on skin shift. Skin shift user, skin shift user. Let's get two people for them. Let's get two people for them. Or business builder. It doesn't matter. You could stay focused, say, I'm just going to build skin shift, drive all skin shift users. Metabolic drinkers, business builders, correct? Whatever the concept is, I want you to get the concept of the dual team. That's what I want you, and how powerful this strategy is to help you to get where you want. This can happen. This can happen, provided you create that sense of urgency. You need the sense of urgency. That's important. 2 and 72. How quick can we get you two people? And then teach them how quickly, and drive that message. Drive that message down line. You drive that message down line, boom, it starts to explode like crazy. We've got to do that. That's important. So for the new person that's coming in, who do you know that on your list that will get involved just because you're involved? Just because you're involved. You've got 200 people on a list, there's got to be two people. So I hope you get that. Hope you enjoy it. Process it, digest it. It works. And we could always talk about it on conference calls and so on. That's our show for today. Have a great, great weekend. 2 per day will bring freedom your way.